Hi guys, today I'll be sharing more on the different grouping of troops. I'll add the link in the description down below. First, we have ranged troops that contain 9 units. I've listed the tiers down below. Tier 1 is the worst, while Tier 4 is the best. We have Bone Spear Thrower, Sorcerer's Apprentice, and Archers all in Tier 1. Bone Spear Thrower has high HP but low attack. Sorcerer's Apprentice has low HP but high attack, while Archers has the middle of the two stats. But none of these can match the stats of Alchemist, which can also heal your troops. Alchemist is best played at the back since they can survive for longer and heal more. Also, they are quite tanky and can defend against assassins and gravediggers. Playing these range units will not break your formation as compared to other units. Overall, she is a great unit both in boss fights as well as arena. Next, we have those ranged troops that deal splash damage. In Tier 1 we have Catapult and Bomber. Catapult has weak health, while Bomber deals weak damage. In Tier 3, we have Cursed Cats, Undead Mage, and Pyro. Cursed Cats used to be able to spawn 4 skeletons, but now it only spawns 3. Also, in this meta, most people are using Adelina, which reflects damage back, essentially killing the low HP Cursed Cats. Next, we have Undead Mage and Pyro. Pyro deals half the damage of Undead Mage, while Undead Mage has half the health of Pyros. So it depends what you're up against. If the enemy locks on to Undead Mage, it's pretty much dead, but if it locks on one Pyro, the other two could still survive and deal damage. So, if the opponents are using lots of troops that can invade your backline, such as Golemites from Stone Golem or Storm Mistress, you may want to use the tankier Pyro instead of the Undead Mage. Next, we have melee troops that contain 9 units. In Tier 1, we have Iron Guards, Infantry, Bone Warrior, and Stone Golem. All these troops are quite similar with a slight difference between their HP and attack. The more significant difference would be the Iron Guards and Infantry have higher defense and a longer attack range. In Tier 2, we have Paladins and Air Elementals. Paladins give a 5% defense boost until he dies. He does have high HP, but once he is in the front lines, he won't survive for long. He may be great when used in boss fights. Air Elemental has great crowd control abilities, spinning the enemy up for 2 seconds before stunning them for 1 second. His ability also activates pretty often, around 5.5 seconds. The bad thing is that his health isn't that high and he is a melee troop. Once he gets caught in the front lines, he dies and there's no more CC. If only he was a ranged troop, he would be very broken. In Tier 3, we have Monks. His ability makes him immortal for 5 seconds after death. This allows him to soak infinite damage. He is most effective when separated, so you may want to consider playing him at the back when the enemies use assassins, as they may be kited back and spread out. Other ways of using him include playing him in the front lines against exploding spiders, or with Night Hunter to break apart the enemy's formation. In Tier 4, we have Bone Breakers. He has high HP and damage. He gains 10% damage every third hit, which is around 6 seconds. He is pretty decent in arena and an absolute beast in boss. You may consider playing him at the back row if you see enemies use assassins. This can allow him to stack up his ability. Next, we have troops that can teleport to the enemy's rear. In Tier 3, we have Assassins. He kites enemies back and is good at messing up formations, but exploding spiders counter them. In Tier 4, we have Gravediggers. They teleport with a delay, so enemies will take a longer time to lock on them. So far, it's quite hard to counter. I'll add a link below to show some strats on Gravediggers. Next, we have troops that teleport randomly. In Tier 2, we have Royal Guards. Their ability takes far too long to activate, and once they jump into the enemy, it's highly likely they'll just die. I wouldn't recommend using them. In Tier 3, we have Storm Mistress. She's pretty decent since her ability to teleport is pretty short. She's best played with Night Hunter to absolutely mess up the enemy's formation. I'll add the link in the description. Next, we have single melee troops. In tier 1, we have Butcher. He is tanky as compared to other troops. You can use him as a meat shield to soak damage, especially against exploding spiders or splash damage. In tier 2, we have Lancers, one of the worst epics. He charges in just to die. Because he travels so fast, he often charges to the front line to his death. Again, I would not recommend using him. In tier 3, we have Huntress. She has super high HP, defense, and even has a stun ability. She's one of the weaker legendaries, but definitely still usable, especially in the earlier parts of the game. In tier 4, we have Night Hunters. I like using him when messing with people's formation, since there are lots of different strategies when playing him. I'll add some links in the description. Next, we have Spawners. In tier 3, we have Necros. She spawns skellies every 3 seconds. She used to be strong, but they nerfed her quite a bit. If you play her somewhere at the back, she can help in clearing out the assassins and gravediggers. Her role isn't meant to deal damage, but rather to use her skeletons to distract enemies and soak up the damage. But in this meta against magic archers and tons of immortals, she isn't that great. In tier 4, we have Stone Golem. He is super tanky and spawns 2 golemites every 5 attacks. These golemites have half of his stats. His golemites are annoying since he can spawn at the enemy's backlines and target low HP enemies, or even distract low damage enemies. Play him with Adelina to maximize his damage and attack. He is pretty decent in boss fights. Next, we have troops with 3 units. These tend to be the better troops. In tier 3, we have Hitlers. Hitlers can control enemies for 6 seconds, but once he gets dealt damage, it drops to 2. This is not exactly optimal when many people are running magic archers. He may be good in boss fights, especially against spider boss. Next, we have Imps. You can place him at the back to protect your mages from assassins and gravediggers. He can also be played somewhere near the front since he is tanky and can sack quite a bit of damage. He is a must use in boss fights. In tier 4, we have Magic Archers, Immortals, and Lava Golem. Magic Archer deals the most damage in the game, and especially wrecks the low HP backlines such as Curse Cats and Exploding Spiders. Immortals deal the second highest damage in the game since his attack deals splash damage. He basically counters all the splash troops that contain 9 units and Necros. Lastly, we have Lava Golem. Lava Golem deals decent damage and tanks quite a bit. He's best paired with Adelina to get more damage. He's also pretty good against the boss. Next, we have single troops that deal range damage. In tier 3, we have Shaman. He is pretty tanky and has good CC abilities, making 10 people into sheeps for 2 seconds, and his ability activates quite often. He's often a game changer when there are very few units left on the map. He's good in late game. Lastly, we have the special troop which I could not classify. In tier 3, we have Exploding Spiders. He deals super high damage when played right. It's possible that he wipes out the entire front line, causing you to win the game. I'll add his strats down below too. That's all for this video. Thanks for watching.